Hi everyone, you're all welcome back to the channel Rachel and Stitches. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a very detailed and easy tutorial on how I achieved this look for my bride. It's a conical corset bustier blouse and it's very easy to make. All right, I'll also be showing you the trick I used in achieving the conical effect. All right, so you want to stay tuned, do subscribe if you have not, like and also comment, share our videos as well. I'll be drafting on my pattern paper. I'll begin by marking my start line using 1/2 inch. I'll go ahead and connect my points. On the start line, I'll be placing my tape and I'll take my bust point, which is 10 inches. The under bust point I'm working with is 13 inches and the waist point is 16 inches for the front. The full length of this blouse is 21 inches, but I'll be adding 1 inch for my sewing allowance, making it 22 inches. I'll be ruling a straight line across these points. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe. Like, comment, and also turn on your post notification bell so you're updated when I upload the sewing part of this tutorial, which will be going up tomorrow. I'll be marking my shoulder measurement of 13 inches. I'll divide that by 2, which will give me 6.5. I'll be adding 1/2 inch for my sewing allowance, making it 7 inches. Then I'll take the neck width of 3.5 inches. Now I'll come over to the shoulder point. I'll come down by 1 inch. This is to create my shoulder slope because the shoulder is not straight. At that shoulder point, I'll take my armhole depth of 6.8 inches. To achieve this, divide your bust measurement by 6 plus 1.5 inches. I'll rule a straight line connecting the points. Next, I'm going to be creating the armhole curve. Before doing that, I'm going to be dividing my bust measurement. The bust measurement I'm using, which is 32 inches, I'll divide it by 4. Whatever I get, I'm going to be marking it right there at that point. Then I'll go on and get the midpoint of my armhole depth. I'll mark it right there and come in by 1/2 inch. Then I'll create a curve connecting the shoulder point to that 1/2 inch point, then to my bust point like this. So you can see how the points are connected. This is how to create the armhole curve. I'll go ahead and label the lines so you understand better. I have the bust point, the under bust point, the waist point, and the hip point. The full length is the upper hip point. Then I have the chest line. Okay, so I'll be taking my dart measurement. To get your dart measurement, what you need to do is to measure from one nipple to the other nipple. Whatever you get is going to count as your bust span. So for my client, the bust span is 7 inches. I'll divide that 7 inches by 2, which will give me 3.5. I'll go ahead and add 1/2 inch for sewing allowance, making it 4 inches. So I'll be marking 4 inches at the bust point, the under bust point, the waist point, and all the way to the full length. I'll go on and connect the lines like this. The next thing I'll be doing is to take my under bust tightening. To do that, at the under bust point, I'm going to come in by 1/2 inch and go out by 1 inch towards the armhole. I'll repeat same thing at the waist point all the way to the full length of my blouse, and I'll rule a straight line connecting the points. If you're working with a bigger bust from like 36 to like 40, you can go out by 1.5 inches. If you're working with a bust of like 40 inches, from 40 inches you can go out by 2 inches towards the armhole. So at this point, I came down from my bust point by 1/2 inch. This is to create enough room for the bust to sit, and using my curved rule, I connected it to my dart length. Now I'll go ahead and create my sweetheart neckline at the over bust. So from the start line, the shoulder point, I came down by 6 inches. Marking 6 inches right there, and I'm going to rule a straight line connecting the points. So this is going to serve as our new neckline. I'll go on and extend the dart line upward, after which I'll take my over bust tightening. to do that, I'm going to be going out by 0.7 inches at each side, and I'll be connecting it to the bust point like this. So these are over bust tightening. From the new neckline, I'm going to come down by 1 inch to create the sweetheart effect. You can come down by 2 inches, 3 inches. You can even create the effect from the bust point, depend on how deep and how much exposure you want around your bust. But for this, I want a full coverage, so I just came down by 1 inch at that point. And I created my line connecting it to the dart leg. Next is for me to take the round body measurement. I'm working with bust of 32 inches divided by 4. I'll go ahead and mark it right there, and I'm going to replace what I took as that, which is 1.4 inches. I'll go ahead and replace that as well, and then I'll take my sewing allowance of 1.5 inches. I'll go ahead and take the waist measurement. The actual waist measurement I'm working with is 26 inches, but I'm going to be snatching it, so I'll remove 3 inches from that measurement, making it 23 inches. So I'll be working with waist measurement of 23 inches. I'll divide that by 4, I'll mark it, and I'll replace the dart measurement of 1.5 inches, and I'll also add another 1.5 inches for the sewing allowance. I'll go over to the upper hip point, which is the full length of the blouse. The upper hip point of my client is 34 inches. I'll divide that by 4, and I'll go on and mark it at that point. And then I'll go ahead and replace the dart of 1.5. 1.5, I'll replace it right there. I'll go on and add sewing allowance of 1.5. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing is to add extra 2 inches for the hip extension, which I just did there. So the next thing is to create my curve. I'll turn my ruler this way to try to create, to avoid sharp edge at that point. I'll use my pencil to make sure I get it just the way I want it first. Then I'll place the curve rule like this, and then I have the curve right there. I'll use my marker to outline it so you can see it better. This is what I have. I'll come over to my over bust. I'll measure the dart that I have right there, and I'll be replacing it at the armhole curve to create a new armhole. So now what I have there is 1.4. I'll place it at my armhole curve like this, and I'm going to mark it out. I'll take it up to the upper part as well, and I'll mark 1.4. I'll extend my shoulder slope, and then I'll create a new curve. This new curve is going to be the new armhole curve that we'll be working with. Now this is what we have. The next thing is to create the Queen Anne neckline. If you notice this blouse, we do not have the neck depth. That's because of the kind of neckline we are using. So I'll be placing my curved rule like this. Okay, I'll try to create that shape that we have on our thumbnail, and I'll be connecting it to the dart leg at that end there like this. So if you want it to protrude more than this, you go on and create your curve just the way you want it. This is how my client one has, so we are good to go. I'll go ahead and mark my sewing allowance at my shoulder using 1/2 inch at that point right there. The next thing is for me to go ahead and create the bust dart, which is the difference between the front and the back waist point. So I'm going to place my tape at the bust point, and I'll come down by 1.5 inches. The waist point for the front is 16 inches. The waist point for the back is 14.5. So the difference is 1.5, and that is what I used to take the bust dart right there. So now I realized that this hip extension, I want to work a bit on the curve. So I just went ahead to extend it a bit at that part like that, just to get the exact shape that I want. Now it's very important you create your bust dart because it helps to give you a better fit. The next thing I'll be doing is to create the curve, but before then, at the hip point, I'll be going up by 1.5 inches. This is to eliminate sharp edge and give your blouse a better look. After I'm done doing this, I'll go over to the dart leg at the center front, and at that point from the hemline I'll go up by 2 inches. I'll go up by 2 inches at that point. Then I'll come over to the other side and also go up by 2 inches. I already used my pencil to mark it, but I'll use my marker to outline it so you see what I'm doing better. Then I'll go on using my curve rule. I'm going to create a curve connecting to the 2 inches like this. Okay, and then I also created a curve at the other part. I'll go on and cut out at this point. So guys, thank you if you have watched to this point. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel, please do subscribe, like, comment, and also turn on your post notification bell so you're notified when we upload our next video. So this is me cutting out the bust darts. You can see what we have. I need to close up the bust dart. So when cutting it out for the bust darts, make sure you don't cut it off completely. Okay, you can see how it's still hanging there. Then I'll go on and cut the yoke for the neckline, the Queen Anne neckline. So this is what we have. I'll cut it off like this. Watch carefully how I'm going about this cutting. Then I'll close up the bust dart like this. Use your masking tape or your gum to hold it down. You can see what I just did. So I'll go on and trim out the rest. And at the end, this is what I have. You can see this is what I have. You can still go on and extend the curve a bit if you want it higher. All right. So now this is the front pattern. Next is to drape the back part of our corset blouse. I'll go on and mark my start line using 1/2 inch. I'll rule a straight line across this point. Then I'll place my tape at this start line and I'll take my bust point of 10 inches. And then the waist point is 14.5 for the back. Then I'll rule a straight line across this point. After this, I'll go over to the start line and take my shoulder measurement of 13 inches divided by 2, which is 6.5 plus 1/2 inch, making it 7 inches. Then I'll take the neck width of 3.5. At my shoulder point, I'll come down by 1 inch to create my shoulder slope. I'll take my neck depth, which is 1.5. I'll create a curve at that point right there. Then I'll be taking the armhole depth, which is 6.8. I'll mark it right there and I'll rule a straight line connecting the point. I'm working with bust of 32 inches. I'll divide it by 4 and I'll mark what I have. Then I'll create a curve at that part. Now after this, to get the full length for the back, I'll just place the front on it like this. Remember, the front and the back waistline is going to align. So I'll place it like this and then I'll mark it out. You can also use your tape to measure what you have. I have about 5.5 inches. So at the waist point, you can just come down by 5.5 inches to get your full length for the back. By doing this, the front and the back part of your corset is going to align perfectly at the sides. Okay, so this is what we have. I'll rule my line across and I'll label. I have the bust point, the waist point, and the hip point. I'll take the body measurement. I've already taken for the bust. I'll come over to the waist point. For this corset, I'm not going to be adding that at the back. You can choose to add that. It's still the same thing. I've already cinched my waistline by 3 inches, so it's going to give me the perfect fit that I want. But you can still go ahead and add your darts if you want. So just like we did for the front, I took my round waist measurement, my round hip measurement, and I added my sewing allowance of 1.5 inches all the way down. You can go on and create your curve at this point, or you just go on and pick your front pattern and place it from the waistline of the back to get the shape that you want. All right, but you can still use your curve rule to still get that shape, or you place it like this on what you have measured and just create the shape like this. Okay, so for me, this is what I have. So next, I'll go over to the neckline and create my yoke. All right, from the neck depth, I'll come down by 2 inches. And then from the armhole depth, I'll come out by 2 inches as well. And I'm going to create this curve like this, like a keyhole. I'll create it like this. So this is my yoke for the back, and I'll be placing pins, pressing pins at that point. I'll add my sewing allowance to the shoulder. Now, if you notice, you realize I didn't add sewing allowance to the center back. Okay, that's because I'm going to be using eyelet for this corset. Okay, so at that center back, I'm going to remove 1.5 inches. You can remove 2 to 2.5 inches, depends on how you want your center back to be. I'm going to cut off that part. It won't be needed in this corset making anymore. I'll be cutting off this other part as well that I marked out. So I'll go on and cut it out. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do subscribe, like, and also you want to turn on your post notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. The sewing tutorial of this conical corset bustier is going to be going up tomorrow, so you want to stay updated. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching to this point. This is how I'm going about the cutting process. This is how I'm going about cutting of the yoke. I'm going to cut it off like this and trim off the parts that I do not need. I'll trim off that part as well. And also this part, I'm going to trim it off. And guys, this is it. This is basically it for the back part of our conical corset. See you all in the sewing tutorial. Remain blessed. Bye.